we have Chris Brentel joining us. And good morning, welcome back.
DC.
Okay, so actually, I do have. This is not a sports related story, but I love these. I love these studies that kind of look at what the most searched thing is on Google in each state, and every once in a while you'll see one of these, and it's interesting to see what different people in different states look for things. I mean, most popular athlete, that kind of stuff. This one is something a little bit different. A lot of and the way they did this one is they somehow looked through the numbers for searches for people asking how much something would cost. How much does blank cost? And they put the number one for each state. So we're in Wyoming. So what do you think the number one most searched thing in Wyoming for people looking for prices would be?
Oh, I don't. That's a tough one.
Let's do the average
Wyoming person
sitting at home. I don't know how much this costs. I'm going to do a Google search. How much does blank cost? What's blank?
Cigarettes.
Huh? No.
No.
You know. I'm trying to
because they always change. The prices are always changing on cigarettes.
That is true.
Maybe gas. I guess is another answer. Don't everybody search?
No, it's not gas either. Now, gas is the most popular search in Hawaii, which is understandable because Hawaii, everything's expensive.
Right.
They don't produce their own gas. So, yeah, but no, it's not cigarettes or gas. I don't think cigarettes is number one search in anywhere. I'm looking.
Jean-Claude Van Damme movies on DVD. Is that one of them?
No. That's
typically what I'm searking.
Yeah, and I don't see that one either. Now, we'll get to we'll actually save Wyoming for a minute. Okay, you're from Kansas, right?
Yeah.
Number one search in Kansas: marriage licenses. How much does a marriage license cost?
That makes sense.
So they're good people. They're getting married. They're trying to figure out how to get married, do things the right way. Right beside them, Missouri. Since you lived in Kansas City, Missouri, how much does it cost to build a house? For example, and that
those make sense.
Yeah, those make sense. Yeah. You look at Hawaii. I mentioned Hawaii. How much does a gallon of gas cost? Alaska, also a place where they have to ship a lot of things in. They wonder how much does a gallon of milk cost.
Oh,
again, very
interesting things.
Very. Well, just wait. Just wait. Okay, so they're very practical.
Yeah. Marriage licenses.
Yeah.
Milk.
Yeah.
Gas prices.
Yeah.
How to build a house. Very, stuff.
Yeah.
Normal people would.
Right. So New Mexico. The most popular search is how much does a CDL cost, a commercial driver's license?
Yeah.
I guess there are a lot of people in New Mexico who want to be truck drivers. I don't know why. Although I do still have my CDL.
Oh.
I worked hard for that thing. I'm not giving it up.
Exactly.
Besides, I eventually get fired from here, so I have to have some kind of backup plan.
Might be after this segment.
Yeah, could be. Oh, well. Okay, this one's kind of strange. I don't really understand why people would want to know this. This is Oregon. Now, Oregon's on
different cats in Oregon.
Yeah, they want to know how much water costs.
Oh, okay.
They're on the ocean.
They're on the ocean.
But you can't drink it, though.
It's ironic, the question being Googled, but it's still normal.
Yeah,
water.
It's fairly normal.
Marriage licenses, water.
Yeah.
Gas.
Yeah. I mean,
normal stuff.
Let's see. Some of these are also very, very practical. West Virginia, for example. The most popular search in West Virginia. How much does it cost to drill a well? Because a lot of people in West Virginia live out in the woods or out up in the mountain. They have to drill a well for their water. I assume it's a water well, not an oil well. It could be oil.
Makes sense.
There's a little bit of oil. It makes sense. Meanwhile, right next door in Ohio, how much does a private investigator cost? Again, I really don't. I mean, what are people in Ohio doing?
Yeah, no kidding.
That they need.
How much does a PI cost?
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe you have a lot of wayward spouses that you need to keep an eye on.
There's some trust issues in Ohio,
which probably leads to the most popular search in Arizona, which would be, how much does a vasectomy cost?
Well, it costs a couple of things.
Yeah, well, and then again, maybe they wouldn't be in that situation needing a private investigator or a vasectomy if they followed the people in California and Virginia, which this doesn't surprise me a bit. California and Virginia looking for facelifts.
That makes sense. I could see that.
Yeah, California and Virginia are the two perfect places for that. Now,
I would say this: California, I could see facelifts because there's so many plastic surgeons in California, and people over there are considered vain. I don't know for sure. And then Virginia, they just need them.
Well,
they need the facelifts.
Virginia, I'm thinking Northern Virginia, where it's all politicians and lobbyists, and it's like guys like Joe Biden that need facelifts. So, but
I think he's Botoxed before, hasn't he? I'm pretty sure he's done it many times.
There's been so much work done to that face, you wouldn't believe it. I mean, I've never met him in person, but I worked at a station in Delaware whose number one search is how much does DUI cost, by the way. Maryland and Delaware DUI. Doesn't surprise me a bit. But for some reason, his face doesn't move. I mean, I've been told this firsthand, which, you would expect California and Virginia to be vain like that. But Idaho, liposuction, most popular search.
That's an interesting one.
I mean, Idaho, you would think people are healthy and outdoorsy and kind of, but apparently
it's those potatoes.
Yeah, apparently Idaho. Well, that is true. They do have the potatoes.
A lot of carbs. And you know what? The potatoes themselves isn't really that bad. But then you're talking about adding cheese on there, bacon bits, ranch dressing, sour cream. This is just what I put on mine. A bunch of. Sometimes people put brisket. I like putting brisket on mine or chili or something.
Yeah, that does sound good.
I'm starving.
It does sound good. I wonder if we have any brisket around here. Now. Okay, so we know Idaho, they're looking for liposuction. Oklahoma looking for breast lifts, which again kind of surprising. But then again, Arkansas. Let's see, Arkansas, Indiana. See, they're supposed to be the same color, but they're not.
Breast lifts.
Yeah,
I'm still on that one.
Arkansas and Indiana, their most popular search is breast implants.
Yeah, I feel like in Oklahoma, now I went to school there, of course. In Oklahoma, they meant to search breast implants, but they get breast lift instead. Let's see what a lift is. I think that's what happened down in Oklahoma.
It could be. Which, now...
I'm going to get calls.
Oh, well, so Oklahoma and Indiana, they're looking for breast implants. North Carolina's looking for nose jobs.
Have you seen some of the noses on them people?
Oh, that is true. I have family in North Carolina. Let's see. It looks like New Hampshire and Washington. They just want to get out of the country. They're looking for passports.
Let's want to go.
Yeah. Vermont, they're looking for a cord of wood because it's cold.
Not jackets.
Pennsylvania and South Carolina are looking for liquor licenses.
They're not looking for jackets. They're cold. They're looking for wood.
A cord of wood. Have you ever seen a cord of wood? That's a lot of wood.
It's a ton.
That's probably about. I think it's 4 feet high and probably about as half as long as that wall.
What are they building with it?
Oh, you burn it. It's firewood.
Oh, firewood.
Yeah. Oh. When I was a kid. See, you grew up. Well, no, you grew up in a cold place. You didn't have a fireplace.
I wouldn't consider middle of the country cold necessarily, but it was cold at times.
Yeah,
we had one.
Yeah,
I've never heard the term cord of wood. It's just go get the firewood.
Yeah, that's the measurement for wood.
Some sort of northeast.
Yeah. So Montana looking for fishing licenses. That's
makes sense.
Understandable. Texas looking for nannies. How much does a nanny cost? Yeah, okay, that's understandable. Georgia looking for a taxi. How much does a taxi cost?
I'm surprised we don't get that one more. The taxi thing.
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't know that. And you're out somewhere, you know?
New York City, you know how much taxi costs because it's on the side of the door and you use a taxi all the time. Georgia, they probably don't use taxis that much except for in Atlanta, and the traffic is so bad that I imagine using a taxi would cost a fortune. So, I could. That's a believable one. Let's see. I don't know why, but Iowa likes Botox.
I'll have to tell Melody Judge about that one.
Don't do that. Illinois looking for daycare. Okay. Minnesota looking for electricity.
All right.
Or no, Wisconsin looking for electricity.
Electricity?
Yeah, Minnesota's also looking for taxis. Maine looking for state inspection. I guess your car inspection. New Jersey, not surprisingly, New Jersey
hairspray.
New Jersey needs to know how much a funeral costs. Okay, so we're now we'll get into the really, really bad ones. New York State, the most popular search in New York State. How much does blank cost? New York State, how much does a pound of weed cost?
I knew that was coming somewhere. I was hoping that wasn't the Wyoming one.
No. Wyoming's is much more acceptable than that.
How much does the weed cost?
At least Wyoming's is legal.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, you have Nevada, which this would actually also be legal, but Nevada and Connecticut, wondering how much prostitutes cost. But again, Nevada, it's legal. So
it's legal. So
Utah, how much does a speeding ticket cost? I don't know how you get a speeding ticket in Utah, by the way.
I don't either.
Well, I mean, I drove to Vegas last year. Going through Utah, the speed limit's 80. Like it wasn't 80 here at that time. They switched it, I think, July 1st of last year, and everybody was driving 90. I mean, the average speed going down I-15 in Utah after you get past Salt Lake City, 90 miles an hour.
Sweet.
I was going 9. I set my cruise control at actually I set it at 88, and I was getting past like I wasn't moving.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Can't beat that.
Maybe the speeding tickets cost a lot of money. I don't really know.
Probably so.
Okay, so we're almost through with these. I mean, some of them are just kind of sad. I mean, Alabama and Florida asking how much abortions cost. Mississippi asking how much DNA tests cost.
Huh.
So I guess because they didn't get a vasectomy like Arizona or South Dakota. South Dakota is also looking for vasectomies. Colorado asking how much weed costs. Not
Makes
surprising.
Sense. It's legal there.
Yeah. Okay. Louisiana asking how much secession costs.
And Louisiana is the winner.
Louisiana asking how much secession costs. Oh, well, it gets better. It's spelled wrong.
Oh, I knew it would be.
It's spelled succession. So, unless there's something that you're succeeding somebody at a job or something, I don't know. But I imagine they're looking for how much it costs to secede from the country, and they spelled it wrong.
How much does succession cost?
Succession
costs a lot of hard work.
Yeah. And of course, we'll wrap it up with Wyoming and Nebraska both wonder how much a keg of beer costs.
Understandable.
I haven't bought a keg of beer in 20 years. I wouldn't know how much a keg of beer costs.
I don't know.
I mean, it used to be a keg of a quarter keg of Lowenbrau was $25.
I don't drink beer hardly ever.
I can't even imagine. What does a keg of beer cost these days?
I have no idea.
It's got to be
more. I might Google it after the segment.
Got to be You'd fit right in.
I'd fit right in.
You'd fit right in. So hey, that's not bad. I'd rather be known for that than liposuction or DNA test. Tennessee also DNA test.
Or secession.
Or succession.
Spelled wrong.
Successions. Yes, spelled wrong. At least spell it right.
Breast lifts.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, and of course, I mean, I'm born in Maryland, raised in Pennsylvania, lived in Delaware. They're all liquor licenses and DUIs. So
that makes total sense.
I think we're doing all right here in Wyoming compared to a lot of these other states.
I was trying to think of what I would usually search for food prices. It's usually food. It's usually I'm somewhere, I'm traveling, I want to eat somewhere different.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at food prices all the time. It's really it. It's the only thing I ever Google price-wise typically.
Electronic things, because if I'm buying,
that's a good point.
If I'm buying a TV or a computer or something like that, I refuse to pay full price. I refuse to pay full price. So that's usually what I search for. Now I am wondering how much a keg of beer costs now. Maybe we have an answer.
We'll both look it up.
Maybe we have an answer here. We'll go to the phones real quick. We're almost out of time. But News Talk 1270. You're on the air. What's up?
About $130 for a half barrel, 15.5 gallons.
Ooh, a half keg is $130.
Yeah, and a five gallon is about $70.
Oh boy, inflation. What brand is that?
Well, it could be craft brew typically.
Oh, okay, so it's good beer.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was talking about Lowenbrau being $25 when I was younger. That's swill though, so I'm not surprised. hey, thanks a lot for the call.
You bet.
Yep. Well, we got our answer.
Yep.
We got our answer. $70 for a quarter keg, and about $130 for a half keg. But it's good beer.
The listeners come through all the time, don't they?
Yeah. See, we learn something every day. Now I'm just wondering how much a speeding ticket in Utah is.
I'm sure if you ask, somebody will call.
I don't want to find out myself. I certainly don't want to find out myself.
Exactly.
Or a vasectomy in Arizona. I don't really want to know that either. Or succession in Louisiana. Spelled it. Hopefully the search. Maybe the Washington Post just spelled it wrong.
That could be.
Hopefully the people in Louisiana know how to spell secession properly. Yeah, it is Louisiana. News Talk 1270 KIML.
Listen every Tuesday for coverage of the Pronghorns, Wild, Camels, Cowboys, and pro sports. The Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks Hour. Don Carpenter on News Talk 1270 KIML.